Hey you guys, Coach Liz here. All right. This week I want to talk to you a little bit about becoming your own health coach. That's really what my desire as a health coach is, to empower you with all of the tools to help you to become your own health coach. Because yes, I love to help you. I love it when you reach out with questions, but really I want you to be conscious of what you're putting in your body, your habits, and so that you can catch yourself as you get off track and you can set your own goals and be working toward those. So, a few things to get started with that is understanding macronutrients. Those are the most important nutrients that your body needs. There are three macronutrients. We have carbohydrates, and that could be like whole grain breads, it could be fruits, it could be vegetables. Anything that has carbs is carbohydrates. So, carbohydrates, fats, and with our program, we teach you what healthy fats are, like a healthy salad dressing, olive oil, butter, even things like eggs, Parmesan cheese, different kinds of cheeses, different oils. Those are all fats. So, learning which ones are healthy fats and unhealthy fats. So we're gearing more toward the healthy fats, the nuts, the avocados, all of those things that really help our brain and our bodies to be healthy. And there are vitamins that have to have fat to be absorbed. So those are called fat soluble vitamins. So fat is important in your diet. The third macronutrient is protein. This is the most important macronutrient of them all because it is the building blocks for your muscles. Without your muscles, you're just a pile of bones. So we've got to build and protect our muscles. So when you are on an Optavia program, I love that it's already done for you. You don't have to count the macros and make sure you're getting enough protein. You're going to be getting at least 100 grams of protein no matter what program you're doing, which I love because that's going to protect your lean muscles. But as you move into that next stage of optimization, or maybe you're not doing the 5-in-1 plan and you're using some of the fuelings and protein powders to supplement your protein, that's awesome also. But that's when you have to kind of be more aware of what you're eating and track that yourself. So it's great practice. So typically, I tell people you want to get at least 100 grams of protein to protect your lean muscle. We're protecting this muscle like it's a treasure because it is. And so as you're losing weight, as you're in a calorie deficit, if you're not getting enough protein, you're actually losing muscle. That's one of the biggest concerns about the GLP-1, the weight loss shots, is people are not eating enough protein and they're losing a lot of muscle. And so the danger with that is it slows your metabolism. The less muscle you have, your blood sugar is higher because muscle absorbs glucose in your body. So if you have muscle, it absorbs that sugar in your body and stores it so that it's not in your bloodstream. It's not making it spike. It also helps with longevity, helping you be able to move and protects your bones also. So muscle is the biggest treasure in our bodies. We have to protect it. So getting at least 100 grams of protein is kind of a great starting place to get really good at least getting that amount. So, like I said, if you're doing the 5-in-1 program or one of the structured Optavia programs, we got you covered. Don't worry about it. But I want to teach you about this so that as you move to this next stage, you have the tools to be successful long term. So as I have that goal of hitting at least 100 grams of protein, I worked for more than that. I try to shoot for 1 gram per pound of lean body mass. So that's like ideal body weight. That really helps me to be able to build muscle. So for me, I shoot for about 130 grams of protein a day. Now that's a lot of protein if I'm just chopping and preparing food. It's definitely doable, but hey, I'm a mom of 6 kids. I run a business. I do lots of things, and I don't have time to be in the kitchen all day. So I supplement about half of my protein. So about 50 grams at least of protein I supplement, and then the other 50 I do whole foods. So how do I do that? That's one of the things that I love about the Optavia program is it makes it so simple. To start off the day, I always do the essential amino acids. I do this right after my workout. If I'm really working on building muscle, I do 2 servings of these and I space them at least 3 hours apart. Now, when you take a scoop of essential amino acid, this blend has enough of the ratios to make about 25 to 30 grams of complete protein in your body for less calories because it's only 60 calories. So I do this in the morning after my workout, right after my workout. That really feeds my muscle so that my muscle is not going to be breaking down. So it protects my muscle. Or if I have a busy day and I haven't had enough protein and I don't feel like making something big for dinner, I'll have a scoop of this. And I know that it's helping me hit my protein goal. So I love the essential amino acids, protects your muscles, helps build it, helps recovery, actually even helps with hunger and craving. So this is one thing I love. Of course, the fuelings, these have less protein than something like that. They're about 11 to 14 grams of protein, but that's a perfect on-the-go snack that's very balanced. So I usually have a bar when I'm out and about, or at night I'll have like a brownie if I'm wanting a treat. So it's a great source of protein to help you hit that goal and get a lot of good nutrition. It has your healthy fats, has the right amount of carbs that you need. It has all your vitamins, your probiotics. So I love the fuelings even when I'm not in a weight loss phase. This is my go-to breakfast every day. I do the Optavia hot cocoa. I do a scoop as hot cocoa every morning. So I come home from the gym, I take my dog on a walk, I come back, I make my hot cocoa. I do a little bit of coconut flavor in it. So I love that. And this is 25 grams of protein right there for only 140 calories. So that is very helpful. And then I love the Ascend products. This is actually designed for people that need to make sure they're getting enough protein, especially if you're on a GLP-1 or just struggle getting protein. Because one of the snacks has about 25 grams of protein. They're very high in fiber. This has 8 grams of fiber. So that's very helpful to help you hit those macro goals and to have something delicious and easy also. So how do you tell if something is a good source of protein? Let me teach you really quickly. You look at the label. So these meals have a little bit more calories because they are higher in macros, higher in proteins. So what you would do is you'd look at the protein. This has 25 grams of protein. You would add a zero to the back to the end of that, so 250. You want that 250 to be higher or equal to the calories. So you can see 250 is higher than 210. So that means that this is a high protein source. So whenever I'm looking at a label, I want to make sure that whatever I'm eating is high protein. And so that's how I keep my macros balanced, is I just always make sure I'm getting high protein. This one has 24 grams of protein and 140 calories. So if I add a zero to the 24, 240 is much higher than the 140 mark. So I know this is a good source of protein. Even with the Optavia fuelings, 11 grams of protein. I add a 10 to that, that's 110. That's equal to the calories. That means even a fueling is a high source of protein. So that is a good option. So as you are looking at your labels, look at things that are good sources of protein. And that helps you to know if that's a good choice or not. So like I said, if you're on the 5-in-1 plan, you don't have to worry about that. But if you're going out to eat, for example, and you're going to order, let's say a chicken sandwich, you're going to have a chicken sandwich and it has 400 calories. I want to make sure that it has at least 40 grams of protein for that 400 calories. That would let me know that that's a good choice. That is a high protein choice. And I don't need to feel bad about the 400 calories. Whereas if it had 400 calories and no protein, then I know that's probably like all carbs or all fat. So that helps you like realize what things are good sources of protein and what is not. That helps you understand those macronutrients. So that's just a little education piece for this week about protein and how we can get that in. Now, the Optavia 5-in-1 plan, it's all laid out for you, but you can substitute a scoop of this for one of your fuelings. And in addition to your 5 fuelings, you can do a scoop of the active. That was called our 5-in-1 active plan. Especially if you're exercising, that is a great tool to just help you get a little bit more protein. It helps protect your muscles and just really helps with that hunger and cravings. So that is lesson 1 on becoming your own health coach. All right, have a great day.